music that moves you. It could only be one place. Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Welcome to Both Sides Now, featuring the unconventional duo, Dr. Shirley and medium Kelly White. Two perspectives, one world. This is Both Sides Now.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Shirley.
And I'm medium Kelly White.
And welcome to Both Sides Now. And we've got John, our unbelievably wonderful producer.
Hey, ladies.
What else? Takes care of us.
He's the best.
What does he do?
Extraordinaire. He's the
Oh,
best.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Does
Anticipates
everything.
what we need.
Oh, my God. He does everything.
Throws in pearls of wisdom every so often.
Yep,
Thank
this
you.
is true.
Yeah.
Well, happy belated Mother's Day.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, how was your Mother's Day?
Well,
It was good.
We were together.
We spent it together.
Oh, excellent.
With my mother. Wasn't
Yeah.
that fun?
Oh, she's so sweet.
It was
So
sweet.
that picture that you posted, that was a recent picture of you guys.
Yeah, that was.
Okay.
I take my mom every Tuesday or every other Tuesday to the City of Hope to get cancer treatment. My mother has cancer, and so we always celebrate afterwards. After she has her chemo, we celebrate with a cocktail after the break. It's the wildest thing.
The
but
best way to celebrate.
we all look forward to it. We have our special restaurant we go to.
Yeah.
It's really it's an amazing experience. I have to say, I want to make the best of it.
Yeah, well, it's a nice bonding experience for the two of you.
yeah.
And
So
did
we
I
had a
get to bond
wonderful-
with her on Fridays.
Yep, Shirley's there on
my
Fridays.
God.
and
What-
yeah.
For those who don't know, her mother is my mentor. I met her mother in 1997. I literally just kind of walked up to her door and knocked without having any kind of prior introductions or anything like that. And then, of course, through her mother, I met Kelly.
I know.
And it's been wonderful ever since. They've taken me on as like the wannabe.
No,
the
she's
wannabe
the
sister.
that I always dreamed of. It's the truth.
So yeah, so we spent Mother Day together.
we did. It was
We'll
wonderful.
post a picture of the two of us yesterday.
Yeah.
right?
We
'Cause
need
I
to
have
do that.
Yeah.
No, it was a great Mother's Day, and I'm a grandmother now, so it was a real special event, I think, for me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because it was all about me.
All about. Well, I mean, how can you not? That boy is so beautiful.
he's so
Her
cute.
grandson is
he's
adorable.
adorable.
And my mother passed away in 2007, so she's been gone. God, 10 years.
10
this
years.
year.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and it's the most interesting thing, and actually share it with you guys because you're into that. She died in 07, July 17th of 07.
Oh wow, there's a
So
lot of sevens in there.
717, and she was 77.
Wow.
Wow, that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
That really, numerologically, that is a.
What
a
would that mean?
well,
What's a
all those
seven?
sevens are spiritual, very spiritual.
Yeah.
Faith, having a lot of faith.
Oh my God, she was like a
Wow.
Catholic. She had saints.
Was she a
all over the
gambler?
house. No,
It's-
she wasn't.
All
But I
those
should have
sevens.
gambled all the
It's the
sevens.
searcher of truth. It's the
The 777s?
Yeah, the thinker. You know,
Really?
always trying to understand the underlying hidden truth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was.
Amazing.
So yeah. So we had a wonderful. How was your weekend, John?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
So today we're going to talk about single parenting.
Yes.
It's a big topic.
It's
I
a
mean,
big
that-
topic. And before we start, also, John, I wanted to mention about Mary Soleil.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I'm saying it right.
Soliel, I think.
Soliel.
Soliel, like Angel.
She's a
Soliel,
fabulous, gifted, spiritual gazer, and she's written some fabulous books. She channels Archangel Michael, and she's doing a webinar. And I wanted just to, John, you'll put it up
Yeah,
on
it's up on the screen now. It's
the screen. She's doing a webinar, I think, in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, May 24th coming up. So May
really
24th.
interesting. I'm going to plan on doing it. She's really interesting.
And what is it on?
It's calling Persevering Through Chaotic Times.
Wow.
A webinar including a live gazing. So can you explain to us, Kelly, what that means exactly?
well,
Yeah.
through
Explain that to us, Kelly.
I'm going to gaze at you as I say it. Gazing is a form of healing that emanates from within, from the spirit, and it brings about healing through. They can gaze at you personally. They can look at a picture of you.
So is it like the spirit energy coming into the body
Yes,
and
I
then
believe
then
that.
using the eyes of the channel?
I believe that's how that works.
Okay,
I mean,
got it.
Shirley and I went to see who was that fellow, the gazer.
Is that Bracco or?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God! How'd
Yeah.
you met John? I'm so impressed with you.
See, that's what I mean by
amazing.
John. He's always on it. It's
I just
amazing.
called him the gazer. But he, so when he did this,
Yeah.
my husband was in like New Zealand, I think, on tour, and he had no idea that I was in the San Fernando Valley seeing a
gazed
gazer,
by the
getting
gazer.
gazed. And there were like 2,000 people
Yeah.
in the room, and
lot of people.
I knew that Don had a bad back, so I brought a picture of him.
That
And
was
that's-
just in your purse,
Just
right?
in
I
my
mean, it wasn't like you
purse,
pulled it
yeah.
out or anything.
And he
right?
even says, if you have pictures, that's great, whatever. And I did. And later on and he gazed at us for, I don't know how long, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Something like that. And anyway, resulting for Don, the result for Don was his back stopped hurting. And I know that because I called him in New Zealand and I said, how are you feeling? How's your back? He goes, it's the wildest thing. It feels good now. He had no idea that I was there. So there is something to this. And I know
That's
your experience
interesting.
was a little different, Cheryl. But
Well, only because, I mean, like, I think a lot of people know out there, I'm a huge left brain. And it was, I think, this was a long time ago. So you were just beginning to kind of teach me about spirituality.
that
and
is
kind
true.
Of thing.
That's true.
So even though I've always believed that this, this wasn't it, that there was something else afterwards, it never really, and
Right.
being trained by an engineer, I was a huge left brain. And so, but as I've always done, try everything once. So I went with you.
yeah. That's about 10
And-
years ago?
God, it was, it
At
was a long
least,
time ago.
yeah.
And so he comes out without saying a word and just starts staring at people. And I had a laughing attack.
She had a laughing attack. Most people were crying or
I'm so
sobbing or whatever.
I mean, I
This
didn't
one-
want to be disrespectful,
Oh,
but
my
it's the
God.
kind where you're quiet and
Yeah.
you're doing this, and tears are coming out. So people were offering me tissues because they thought I was crying. Thank God, because I didn't want to be disrespectful. And it just
That was a funny moment.
yeah, but all kidding aside, there is such power in the eyes.
Oh,
I
my
mean, even
gosh.
from a neurobiological standpoint, the eyes are the
Windows of the soul?
well, as they say that in the spiritual world, in the neurobiological world, the eyes are the window to your nervous system.
Oh,
And
wow.
so people who come from avoidant attachment, like myself, not anymore because I've done a lot of work on it, but have a really hard time with eye contact because it's too much. When you
So
haven't been
interesting.
looked at
Yeah.
and you're not used to looking at people, and you can look at other places in the face. Like sometimes people will look in the forehead or the nose, and you can't really tell, right? Because it feels it's too overwhelming to look at someone's
Like
eyes.
too intimate?
Too intimate or too yeah. And so there is something about the eyes, and so I don't want to put it down. That was just kind of a
Well, you're going to have a session with Mary.
yeah.
because
No, I would love that.
she-
I
and
mean,
John, so are you,
listen,
and
again,
so will
Cool.
I. And
Well, thank you.
I
and we'll
believe in-
report back to
I
everybody.
Yeah.
believe in everything and anything and whatever comes, as long as it's not hurting people. I think it just caught me such by surprise
Yeah.
that he just walked up and he has long brown hair and he was wearing this white tunic, so he kind of looked like Jesus.
Yeah.
And so then he comes up and doesn't say a word, and I just lost
Hey,
it.
that could have been your way of healing through laughter.
Because my stomach hurt so bad after. I mean, the whole 15 minutes, I am just
hey, that's
hopping up and down like this. 'cause
I
I'm
always
laughing
say
so hard.
people if they wanna heal, go watch something funny or you know I mean so there you go.
Well,
So
I love that you're bringing that up, and that's your beauty, John, because there is laughing yoga.
oh yeah.
There is a yoga where you just, and laughing is contagious. We used
Yeah.
to do this in our Dan Siegel seminars, and you just look at each other and you start laughing. At the beginning, it feels weird and contrived, but because laughing is contagious, you're actually laughing, and you're laughing at nothing.
Yeah.
But it really, your all your stomach and your viscera, it really kind of calms that
Wow.
down. Yeah. So there is. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that
So,
makes sense.
thank you for reframing that. I love that reframe. I felt so bad because I didn't want to mock anybody.
No.
But
I thought
thank
that
you.
immediately actually when you had said that you just started laughing like crazy and I was like, well, some people, they laugh just as a way of releasing nervous energy or just of healing, really. I mean,
Yeah.
I always tell my mom when she's feeling down or whatever, turn on something funny or turn on some uplifting music or
you
something
bet.
like that. It's just
Oh,
You
and it's
bet.
so
Yeah.
funny. It's the only kind of TV that I can watch most recently
Yeah.
is
Yeah, yeah.
funny
mhm,
because
especially with everything
anything-
going on now, right?
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But anything more serious,
Mm-hmm.
it feels like I'm working. It feels
Oh,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
dramas. You have to
I
pay
know.
attention, and it kind of pulls on your
much.
heartstrings and stuff.
Yeah.
And so,
So
funny
you
is
watch
the
Schitt's
only thing
Creek.
I'll watch.
We love
Oh,
Schitt's Creek.
My favorite show.
Love, love, love.
My favorite show because it has so much heart too.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't watched it. It's called Schitt's Creek. Schitt being the last name of someone, so Schitt.
Yes.
And it's you can get it on Netflix the first 2 seasons, right?
Or on Pop, Pop something.
Yeah.
Pop
It's
TV.
Pop. The cable channel is Pop, and I
Yeah.
think they're on season 3 or 4.
3.
Season 3,
They
yeah.
just finished 3.
3.
Yeah.
It's good.
And it's
really good.
great.
Yeah.
So anything energetically happening before
Well,
we
it's
jump
just, you
into?
know, it's been as we know, a lot of planets still retrograde, and it's an intense time.
I've been hearing that. It's really intense.
It's
energy.
very
It
intense.
feels
I
really
would say
intense.
Yeah.
breathe, do good things for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I tend to spend a lot of time calming people down, and it's you can calm yourself down actually by
Yeah.
breathing. And,
breathing and grounding, noticing your feet on the
grounding and-
ground.
yeah.
And doing something that kind of fills your soul.
Connecting with
Yeah,
nature.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love lighting candles, so when I get home, I always light
Oh,
candles.
that's
It's
a
just,
fabulous
it's just so
idea.
calming to me.
Yeah.
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 I like a glass of wine, but you know, it's
That too.
that seems to work. And breathing. So let's talk about our topic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have a good friend that lives in Germany, and she lived in Los Angeles for a long time, and she's a single mother. She had a baby and moved back to Germany, and it was Christina was the one who talked to us about doing this subject, and I think it's a really important one. Hi, Christina.
Hi
I think
there.
it's a fabulous topic. I was a single mother, and
Yeah, I was
you
too.
are a single.
I was too.
Yeah.
And you know, the single parenting, the way that it's defined, it's an uncoupled individual who shoulders most of the day-to-day responsibilities for raising a child or children. So it's not necessarily someone that has no contact with the other parent,
Right.
and it could be, you know, a man
Oh,
mostly
sure.
raising his kids or a woman mostly raising her kids. So it's the person who bears most of the responsibility.
Oh, that's a great way. And it doesn't have to be from because you got divorced. It could be you choose to do this. Your spouse passes away. It could be
Right.
a lot of
Yeah.
reasons.
Yeah.
You decide to adopt.
Most recently, a lot of people are choosing to not wait until they get married or find the perfect person
I know.
before
I
having
know.
kids. Yeah.
Well, I tell you, with me, I always knew I was going to be a single parent. Did you?
Oh, that's interesting.
Always knew it. I wanted the baby so badly, and I just knew. And the other thing is, I knew I was going to have this baby, and I knew that I was going to be a single parent. The funny thing is, too, it's back in the day, in my generation, so long ago, we. The men, I say it this way, it seemed to me, my experience, that they really didn't do anything to help. That was my experience. And obviously that was just my experience. But with my daughter and her husband and baby, they split everything. And my daughter's friends who have babies, they split everything with their spouse. And
Well, I think that's
I'm
the new
amazed.
way. I think that's
I
the
never
new
heard
way.
of this before.
You're like, what?
Wow.
This is a new
What do
concept.
you mean that he gets up in the middle of the night and changes the baby? What?
I think it's less delineated like it used to be. I mean, it used to be very separate, you know, and a lot of women didn't work. And so, yeah, that was their agreement for the responsibilities. And, you know, but now, since I think you're finding two parents that work, then you're not only splitting that responsibility of bringing in, you know, bringing home income, but also then the responsibility of the parents.
Well, what was it like for you to be a single
Well,
parent?
I like you, always knew I was going to have a child. I mean, I was the kind where I used to walk by Baby Gap and just start crying.
Yeah.
I mean, I had that just so.
Yeah, me too.
And I guess I never saw myself partnered like that. And so it was. I mean, it's on the one hand, it's unbelievably rewarding because you don't have to share your parenting styles and, you know,
I
if
know.
you have disagreements. So you're able to parent your child the way that you see mostly fit. But it's a lot of work.
Well, and spiritually, I mean, first of all, if you are a single parent out there, give yourself a pat on the back.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's
Absolutely.
a path that you come in spiritually with great responsibility. And so again, we choose everything before we incarnate, including the children, and the children have that agreement. They have that awareness that is what is going to
And
happen.
it's so interesting that you say that because when my spiritual consultant that I used to call, when she told me that, it was like I went, oh, and I was able to let
Oh, yeah.
go
It's such a
of
relief to know
the
that.
guilt, because I
Yeah.
always felt guilty that she didn't have the experience of, I mean, I didn't marry him because I kind of knew that it would end up in divorce, and I wanted her to grow into this, knowing that mom lives here and dad lives there, and without having that separation like at 2 or at 3 when
And you did this a long time ago. Good for you.
I was 28.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there was a lot of guilt, and so when this woman told me what you just said, it really helped me kind of just let go of the guilt.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Isn't that, she was very wise, and it's
Yeah.
very accurate. We, on the other side, we choose our kids, and our kids know, all right, mom and dad, or mom and mom, or dad and dad, they may not stay together.
Right.
And
Right, yeah.
okay, and so but it's this an amazing responsibility that it gives you an opportunity to evolve at your own pace, which I thought was great, because I didn't have to really listen to somebody else tell me to do this or to do that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I could, it just evolved, and it's, again, it goes back to, you are not only capable, that you agreed to it and you knew this was for the greater good, but that you are going to raise an extraordinary child, extraordinary, and it doesn't have to be what you had imagined. Like how some people imagine the white picket fence and that.
Right,
It could look
yeah.
any which way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
I think it's really important. This, surprisingly enough, never bothered me, the stigma of having,
That's amazing, yeah.
And I can give 2 shits what people think.
And they don't. Is that even out now? The stigma? Is
Well,
that still part
I
of
mean,
anything?
I hate to say this, but I think among older
in my generation for sure, but
older people and they say, a child out of wedlock, and wedlock. I mean, if you just hear those words, wedlock, yeah, I felt like I was going to be locked.
I felt like I was in prison. Yeah.
So right, and there's this incredible song by Carly Simon, "The Way I Thought It Would Be."
Oh yeah.
If you guys haven't heard that, it's haunting about how she feels that she's going to be a bird that's going to be caged, but if you want to get married, we'll get. It's a beautiful song, but anyways. So I never, there's a stigma out there that I think still exists amongst the older generation that I never fell for. So if you feel like people are looking at you like you're less than, please try and know that you're not,
Oh,
and
my
dismiss
gosh.
that notion and forget about the opinion of others.
Oh,
that's another thing I was
that's
never
a-
bothered by.
Right,
I
right.
didn't give 2 shits.
Well, because this is really all about empowering those people
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
And if you need help, you somehow get help. And that was always the struggle, because I lived far away and I didn't have family around. And did you have family around?
Well, I did. I mean, my parents were not as hands-on as I would like, but they weren't with me. So, but there was a lot of love there, certainly. What I would have done differently, and this is, if I can help anyone out there, is I would absolutely view it as kind of, it takes a village, and use my support system more. I always felt so guilty, that guilt that I never let anybody else kind of, watch her. I mean, my mom watched her when I worked and that kind of thing, but like go spend the day with, it's so important also balancing, and have your child be with the opposite sex. If you're a single mom, to be with male friends that you trust and have them have that influence to get that male energy. Or if you're a single dad, that female energy. And I always felt too guilty, like I was burdening people. So I didn't do that as much. And I think that that's a really important thing to do. Not only
I
for
think
your
that
own,
is.
not only for your own peace of mind to take some time off because you're the brunt of everything. So on the one hand, it's great because you get to make all the decisions and you don't have to share that. But on the other hand, everything is on your shoulder, and you need to.
Yeah, you do need some self-care there, because it
Yeah.
is, and especially if you have some of these children that are a little more challenging. So
To say the least,
the
the
least.
warriors, the indigo kids.
the indigos, the crystals.
That oh my.
No, but you're
goodness.
right. Actually, the indigos. Yeah.
Yeah, are very. I mean, I know that my daughter's going to, heal the world because that's her mission. But boy, when she was little, I mean, it was like, no, why? And I always told her, you have to be an attorney, and she's actually studying to be an attorney now, because she was so. But she would make a good point. So sometimes I would just look at her and go, yeah, I don't know why. Okay,
yeah.
if she'd want to go play with her friends or something. Well, no, you can't. Well, why? And I went, well, there really is no reason why. So yeah, Go.
I mean, there's something about that experience. And again, you and I only have one.
Yeah.
And people are out there that have more than
Yeah,
one. That's takes a village.
It really does. So don't feel bad about using your support system and using your friends. And for the most part, people who are single parents, I don't know if that happened to you, but I met other single parents. And so, again, I should have used that support system a little bit more, but so you can share that. You can leave.
Yeah, that was never my experience. I had never met anybody else a single parent.
Really?
No. And in fact, the weirdest thing was none of my friends had children. So my daughter ended up with lots of aunts.
Yeah.
And uncles, because we didn't have nobody I knew had children. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
I still find that odd.
Well, because usually you kind of
no,
find
that wasn't my case.
That is so interesting.
And mine was very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're feeling alone out there about being a single mother, please give us a call, because it's
absolutely
we would love to offer our support.
And that's something very different now that I think wasn't there. At least I wasn't aware of it. Being the computer dinosaur that I am, is there's so much support even online for single parents, and it's enough sometimes just to know that someone out there is experiencing the same thing you have, that you're going through, even if it's not someone that lives in your area that you can get together with. So use that, use those things to ask questions, to help you out, because you really, really need that. What I found is I tended to isolate.
Okay.
And so you just feel like everything is on your shoulders, and I didn't have anyone, I wouldn't let myself have anyone to kind of bounce it off of. So please find that support system, whether it's online or in vivo. A balance of both is nice.
Right.
Yeah.
And always take a spiritual approach with this. It was an agreement before you incarnated. And this incarnation, how wonderful. You're given the opportunity to experience responsibility.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Well, you're really also teaching your child, that it's possible to do it all if you have to. And it's also when you share you have
great
it with
strength.
others. Yeah.
I mean, you come from a place of great strength
with
this.
Yeah.
Being a single mother.
Another thing I wish I would have done more of, but when you're under that kind of stress, you just don't think about it. But to strategically multitask and turn it into a game, with kids. Kids love to play.
Oh, that's a good
so
one,
folding clothes and turn it into a game, or cleaning the house, turning that into a game. Cooking, turn that into a game.
Yeah.
A friend of mine who's extremely charismatic and creative, she would say, "What are we doing now?" And so her little girl would say, we're what is it, from Hawaii? What do they call them? Hula girls. So they would put their little hula things on, and they'd go in the kitchen and they'd cook like little hula, and she'd play the music, and all of a sudden it became this fun thing, incredible bonding. And she got the cooking done,
Oh, my God. Do you know what my daughter and I used to do? I'd cut a mango, and then I'd say, all right, it's facial time. And then we'd each take a half a mango, and then rub it all over our face.
Oh, that's so funny.
We still talk about that. No, and it's very endearing, actually.
Yeah.
I loved it.
There are a lot of moments that you can bond if you do your chores, in a way where you can have fun with your child and it gets it done as well. And also remember this, which I wish I would have been reminded when Sydney was little, is no one cares. On your deathbed, are you going to wish that you had put the clothes away, or that you had bonded with your kid? I mean, I tend to be a little OCD when it comes to the house.
Yeah, my clothes would not be put away.
And
I'm the opposite.
Right. And I wish that I would have just, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's interesting too, as a single person with a child, do you bring home somebody? Do you not? Did you date?
Well, that you need to be very careful with that. No, I mean, I did, but Sydney's father saw her every other weekend, so I would just do it on those weekends.
Right.
And if her father would cancel, I canceled my date. To me, she always came first.
Right.
And unless it was someone who was going to be a serious partner, then I would introduce them. And the gentleman who did become a serious partner, I think I introduced maybe a year later, or at least 8 or 9 months later. I didn't want her thinking that people were coming in and out, and that's not really healthy for kids. So if you are dating and you don't have the luxury or opportunity of your child going to, the opposite parent every other weekend, so you have your free time, then again, use your support system. I'll watch the kids, you go out, and then
Right.
you watch the kids and I'll go out, kind of thing, with your friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. Very good.
Yeah, did you?
Well, I ended up getting married later, and didn't work out. It was a pretty bad marriage. So, but I waited a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was more important.
Yeah.
But single
Yeah, I mean,
mothers,
I
God
had-
bless them.
I had my fun, but it was always very anonymous fun and very away from the home. So
Interesting. There you go. Well, anyway, I have the most respect for
Yeah.
you out
Oh,
there
absolutely.
that are single parents, whether
Absolutely.
male or female or whatever.
So any way that we can help, assist, or feel a sense of camaraderie, please,
'Cause we really want to empower you
Yeah.
out there.
reach out to us on Facebook or on Twitter. Facebook is the one that we always check. I mean, we have an Instagram page, and unfortunately,
I don't have a clue.
neither do I. I try to go through it and but I don't get the concept yet.
I really don't. I don't.
So we're sorry.
It's just where you share pictures, really.
I
It's just-
hear
I
that
know,
all the
but-
time.
But I really don't even use Twitter, to be honest with you. I just use Facebook because it has pictures and text and all kinds of things to share,
just easier.
So it's just
Yeah.
easier for me. I mean, I don't like
me
having to
too.
limit my speeches to however number of characters Twitter limits you to and all that stuff. I was teaching a friend how to use Twitter the other day. I'm kind of new to it myself, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but just to remind people, we're at Both Sides Now. That's at Both Sides Now TV for both Twitter and for Facebook. So just go to at Both Sides Now TV.
So like us, join us, send us messages, and we are happy to return.
And I'm having some conversations in our chat room here at UBN Radio, Channel 2, and I'm talking to Carrie Armstrong. She's coming up first on our call lines.
Okay.
So if you guys are ready to take some calls,
Absolutely.
we'll get to
And
them.
if you have any questions that come up, throw them on the chat room, and John will ask us or give us a call. We are more than happy to take your calls.
So Carrie's actually a first-time caller, and I've been talking to her in the chat room here, and she was referred to the show via her mother,
Oh.
Cindy. So Cindy had her
Cindy.
call in. So Cindy's called in before for a reading, and so Carrie's coming on the line to talk to you guys. So let me get her on
Wonderful.
here in just 1 second. All right, here we go. Area code 541. Is this Carrie? Carrie, are you there? Okay, I think we're having just 1 second. I think we got you. There you go. Are you there, hon?
Yes.
Okay, and now that you're on the phone, just listen through the phone and go ahead and pause the computer because there will be a delay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to pause that.
Okay. All
Can
right.
you turn it up a little bit?
Yes,
John?
I'm going to crank it up. I just need to take my headset off.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, Carrie.
How do
Whoops. I'm sorry, I can't hear.
Hello?
Yeah, there you are.
And do you have a question for,
Yes, I am.
Kelly or Shirley?
I was wondering what was going on in my life. Can tell me anything that's in my life right now.
May I have your birth date, Carrie?
1/12/75.
Oh, you come in as a builder. Good for you. You come in with a real sense of purpose. You actually have to have purpose in your life. You couldn't imagine a life that's meaningless. And on top of that, you have your very strong personality. I mean, wow. Were you like a straight A student? Did you ask all the questions you could possibly ask?
No.
Really? Oh, then you've got
Not
to.
in school. I didn't make it when I was younger in school.
You didn't do it when you were younger, but what do you do now?
I'm actually a case manager for the state.
I bet you do an extraordinary job for them because you're a real powerhouse thinker. I mean, you come in with a real strong purpose. Are you helping like foster children or children?
No, it's more of the job side of it, just to bring people to self-sufficiency.
Oh, well,
Good.
And there's that and a couple other things. So,
Are you a single parent? Since that's our topic, I was just curious.
my kids are.
What?
Yeah, I couldn't hear the topic very good, but my children are grown. I've got a 21-year-old and a 26-year-old.
Okay. What was it like for you to be you were a single parent then?
Yes, for quite a while.
What was that like for you? Was it probably better for you to have a single parent? Do you have a single parent?
No. I would have rather had somebody with me all the time. I wasn't, well, they ended up having a stepdad that was pretty awesome for, probably about 13 years. But for the most part, I've been just with me and the kids. So I had to be mom and dad.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's the difficult part of it.
So, are you calling about like a new relationship? Are you interested in going into a relationship?
Actually, I was calling about a couple different things. So, I am actually going through a separation right now with someone, and also wondering about the one that I'm thinking about going back out with is actually my ex-husband. And I'm just kind of wondering what you guys think about that.
Okay, so you're ending one and then wanting to go back with the other one? Is that
so? In the last 5 years, being with anybody else, I never felt the love that I actually had for my husband, and I think that he kind of felt the same for me. And it's just, I've been going through quite a bit of different stuff in my life, and then out of 5 years, now him and I are talking again, and it seems like like you said, it's meaningful, very meaningful, and for us to maybe get back together.
Well, you do come in with great meaning in your life. It has to be. And we have all these retrogrades that are bringing people back. Have you been doing a lot of work on yourself? Because it can work if you and he both do a lot of work on yourself. Because I think that is going to happen. You actually came in to have a partner. That would have been devastating for you not to have had one, actually. I mean, a partner for you is extremely important. And I think that, it is. It would have to be. And who's with an M? I'm getting an M around you. M, like the name Mary, but I'm not sure. It's a male. Oh, I'm hearing male. On the other side?
Oh, Michael. My Uncle Mike just passed away.
Yeah. Would you make sure?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
My Uncle Mike passed away a month back, and this last weekend we had a gathering for him.
He was really, really thankful. He's telling me to make sure you understand how thankful and how gracious you were with that. And thanks for bringing the kids. And he's telling me that he sends you, and he's with his mom on the other side. And there is like one giant family over there. You have a lot of beans on the other side, actually. So he wants me to tell you that he says that you are really beautiful. He's telling me how beautiful you are. And I don't know if you ever, if that was something that, maybe he was the one that gave you a lot of, he wants to acknowledge you as he's telling me you were always very faithful, F-A-I-T-H, faithful, like loyal. He's telling me you're very loyal.
Yes.
Yeah. And thank you for that. And bean, I don't know what he means by bean, if he's saying B-E-I-N-G or B-E-A-N. I have no idea what he's saying with that. Bean, maybe it's bean. But you are he's a very lovely person. And so, but yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know. He loves beans.
Okay. Did he?
Oh, so I call her Beanie.
Oh wait, what he calls you Bean?
My daughter, they call her Beanie.
Okay, that's what he's talking about then. Yeah. Because I have no idea. I just have to repeat what I'm hearing. So would you give her a lot of love too from Mike? It's really important. And I'm going to let you go with that. But I think that you probably, after you guys do, both you and your former husband, you probably will get back together. Because there's some work still there to go. You've learned a lot.
I'm actually having a hard time getting out of the situation that I'm in right now. That part of me it's not a healthy relationship, and I keep finding myself going back when I know it's not healthy.
Stay as conscious as you can with that, right, Shirley?
Yeah, absolutely. Get help with that, especially if you know from the left brain that it's not a healthy relationship for you. Get help with that.
Yeah,
so you can have the support.
Yeah, I've been doing that already.
Okay, good. What I would suggest with your...
And I'm hoping I'm not making a decision out of things being so bad in this relationship that I'm just jumping over to what was comfortable in the past.
Well, what I would suggest about your past relationship is ask yourself and maybe ask him, and you can ask each other, what's changed that isn't going to bring the same dynamic that split you up in the first place? Because if there hasn't been any change, any growth, or anything different, the likelihood of you guys going back to that old dance is pretty high. And, it broke you up one time, so I don't think that you want to do that without knowing what the issues are. So just make sure that there's been some kind of growth or change or work on whatever it was that split you up, so it can be different this time.
Okay. And then also, like when you were mentioning the beans earlier, so the night that my uncle passed away, he actually went to the store, bought beans, cooked them all day for everyone, and then made cornbread and, did this whole meal right before he passed away. And it was actually his favorite meal. So that could possibly be what that is through Mike.
This is now the second time that they've shared with you what they used to eat
because
here.
I'm a chef.
Because she's a chef.
And frankly, and my daughter's last name is Bean. So I wasn't sure. I just have to, I remember James taught me a long time ago, just say it anyway. It says, have it to come out. Last week there was somebody with the bacon. Ate bacon every day. It's like, oh, okay. It's the beans. And he loves the family, and he really sends his love and gratitude. He's telling you and your mom gratitude. All right? And he's not alone. He's not alone over there. You've got to know, tell your mom, he's not alone. He's shouting that out. And did he have a wife?
Does he have a wife, Mom? Michael? He had a fiance, and she had passed away. He had 2 wives. Yeah, he had 2 wives, but the last one had passed away.
That's right. Okay, he's with her. He's with her. Okay? Please know
cool.
that. Yeah. So I was getting her on the other side, and I was confused. But, okay? All right. Listen, thanks for calling.
Thank you so much for calling.
Okay, is her name Debbie by any chance?
I think it is. Was there another one on the other side too? And did he date 2 Debbies?
Just one Debbie. No, one Debbie, and then the other one was Lori.
That's Debbie. Who's Lori though? Never mind. I don't need to go. I'll be with him forever. This could go on and on. But no, yes, with Debbie. Yes, thank you. All right.
Okay.
Thanks very much for calling.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling, Carrie. Appreciate it. And thanks your mom for sharing.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, please thank her.
Thank you.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
The food thing is hysterical.
I know. That is so funny.
Yeah.
It's so interesting how,
we
based
all
on
work
what
differently.
you do, and what because you are a chef. I mean, you're an incredible cook.
That's so. Again, I don't watch murder things, so I'm not the medium they're going to be putting those kind of thoughts or pictures in my head. But it's really what I know. Or whatever can come through,
and
whatever the
food
pictures
you do
are.
know.
Food.
I mean, you are an incredible chef.
Yeah. I think I saw this medium. I don't know, John.
So Kelly's the psychic gourmet.
I'm the psychic gourmet. I should be that, but I swear I saw a medium that only specialized in food.
Yes, actually, her name is Jeannie Boyclair.
Boyclair.
Yeah, I know who she is. We've interviewed her. She's wonderful. She's in Florida. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to our next caller. You guys ready?
Okay. Absolutely.
All right. So let's see here. Let's go to area code 919. And folks, if you're calling from a speakerphone or a cell phone, please go into an area that has good reception. If you're on a speakerphone, please be on a regular phone so that we can hear you better, because we were having a difficult time with the last caller. Okay. So area code 919-523. 919-523. I believe this is Bonnie. Is that correct?
Yes.
Hi, Bonnie.
Bonnie, how can we help you today?
Yes. Well, I just wanted to get a reading to see where you thought I'd be in a year or 2.
All right, Bonnie. May I ask what's your birth date?
It's 9/3/1953.
9/3/53. 9/3. A September girl. I'm a September girl.
Yeah.
Well, you've got some changes coming up here. And have you already considered moving? Because I see some sort of a move or a change. And let me ask you something. Did you lose your husband on the other? Is your husband on the other side?
No.
I have a male on the other side that I would have sworn was a husband. Did you lose a boyfriend on the other side then, who's passed away?
No, not that I know of. Unless it was because this is really about the only boyfriend I've had since I was 16.
I'm sorry then. Okay, well, I'm glad for you. That's very good.
Okay.
I really feel like there's a male on the other side that wants to come through, and I'm getting like with an E initial. Almost looks like the name Eric or something on the other side. Maybe this is for somebody else. I'm
Well, I have an uncle by the name of Ed, and I have my dad is also Robert Eugene. So I don't know.
It might be your uncle.
If it would
I'm not
be-
sure. It may be. But what I'm getting is that are you planning a move? Because the energy is going to be changing for you in the next 6 to 8 months, I'm hearing. In the next 6 to 8 months, some big changes coming.
I want to move.
Well, in 6 to
So
8
I'm hoping
months, you've got some big change coming in 6 to 8 months. They want you to take sure you're taking care of your health, too. Watch your health, okay?
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
That's not doing too good right
they
now.
want
So
you to
that's
make
what I
sure-
was sort of wondering too.
Yeah,
'Cause
especially in your
I've
chest,
got a lot
your
of changes.
chest area. Well, I'm not sure what's going on in your chest area, but make sure you take care of yourself. Okay, I'm really hearing to take care of yourself. But
Okay, well, I'm going to try to do better.
okay, try to do better.
So,
And who's Pat? P-A-T, Pat. I don't know why I'm hearing that name too.
now, that's my sister. That's my sister, but no, she's not on the other side.
That's
But
all
now
right.
there is a Pat that's on the other side that was a real good friend of mine.
It's one. Hold on a minute. It's your friend that's Pat that's on the other side. Yeah, she wants, and
Right, 'cause
also she's telling me to tell you. Was there a stomach issue with her, or do you have the stomach issue? I'm feeling it in my stomach area because she's telling me that you thought of her as an angel, Pat, on the other side. She's very she's an angel. She's a kind-hearted, big-hearted gal who's very I'm getting mystic. She's mystical. You guys must have had some fun experiences together. She's mystical, and she wants to send you her love, and she wants to tell you thank you. I don't know if you guys did card readings together or something. There's something about her. She's a hoot. She's a very sweet lady. So she sends you her love.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she sends you her
Her
love.
dad is
Okay,
wonderful.
and she's also telling me to. Do you smoke? She wants you to take care of yourself.
I used to smoke, but I use the e-cigarette now. I don't smoke regular cigarettes.
I don't know anything about them, but
No.
I would, just again, I'm hearing just please, I'm hearing take care of yourself, and in the next 6 to 8 months, you'll be moving. Okay?
Oh, well, that sounds awesome if that's going to happen.
All right. Well, listen, thank
Okay,
you for
well,
calling.
Thank you for
Yeah.
calling.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Okay.
Keep in touch with us.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
So they watch over for us on the other
Yeah.
side. The friends, the loved ones, they watch over.
Yeah.
They can't go specifically and tell us certain things, but they will
Yeah.
watch your health, take care of yourself. Remember
Yeah.
me. I love you. I'm always with you.
Yeah.
They're sweet.
They are.
They are, Cheryl.
They are.
All right.
All right. So you want to do one more?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we
absolutely.
have time for maybe one more. All right, so we have area code 908-908-324. 908-324. We're trying to make a connection to you. I see you on the line, and it looks like it's trying to connect to you, but
And if there's particularly any single parents that wanted to talk about
Yeah, or if you have any questions, put it on the chat room. And how can they get to the chat room, John?
so they can go to ubnradio.com and then click on channel 2.
Okay, and the chat room's there.
Yes.
I had to answer.
And then we also have Nina in the chat room and on the Facebook Live, and she's relaying some comments from time to time. Thank you, Nina, for
Hi,
that.
Nina. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Love Nina.
yeah, she's great. So just waiting for the phone system here.
Are we having a system
Yeah,
situation?
just all of a sudden when I hit the connect button, it just went down. So
That's okay.
yeah,
Did we lose all our calls?
no, just the whole interface is not. So I don't know what's going on. on. I'm trying to get it back, so we'll just keep moving along until I can get the calls back on. But
Okay. Any questions on the chat room? That we can
Anything
maybe-
about
well, I
single
was going to
parents?
mention that Mary Soliel is in our chat room watching
hi,
the
Mary.
show. So we did a shout out to her earlier.
Yes.
So for her
For
webinar
a
that's coming up
webinar,
here,
yeah.
May
And-
24th.
And she works with and channels Archangel Michael, and
Mm-hmm.
I love Archangel Michael. He's the first time I'd ever actually seen an angel or worked with an angel, and it was him.
Now, is that like a supreme being that's on the other side and stays there and kind of helps?
One of the
out?
archangels, yeah, they are. A
Well, but
supreme
isn't
being.
an archangel from like a Catholic religion?
No.
No,
They
there's
find him in the Jewish too,
What-
but I don't. They don't go by religion.
Well, I didn't
I
think,
think
so,
that
but I
they-
always thought kind of.
people in the Catholic, yeah, they have the Archangel Michael, medallions and all of that, which, by the way, are fabulous. But no, you find him in the Jewish
Right.
religion too, Archangel Michael.
Yeah, so
Okay.
and maybe
Yeah,
Mary can
Michael
call
means
in
of
and talk
God.
to us a little
Yeah.
bit about that too. But and Mary, feel free to call in. But no, yeah. So there's seven archangels, aren't there?
Yes.
Yeah. So
And there's actually more than that, but
And
there's
what
some
does-
major ones.
Yeah.
Archangel, what is the definition of that?
so it's like they specialize in areas of your life. So Archangel Michael is all about protection.
It's protection.
And so then Raphael is all about healing. So he's and then we have Gabriel.
Gabriel,
Yeah,
is all about
which is
communication.
communication.
So, Gabriel, would you please help us with the
Mhm.
Yes.
the phones?
Yeah, which actually is back up. So
Oh,
that's
good.
good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gabriel.
Yeah.
There you go. Say ask and you'll receive. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Yes, so I think we got area code 908 soon
Okay.
coming on the line. But go ahead. You were saying, ladies?
Oh no, I always thought it was a religious aspect, so I didn't understand how it kind of then pertained to everyone. Of different
Well, it's like
religions. But-
healing angels, you know,
But,
when you
right when
yeah.
you say they're healing angels,
Mhm.
angels isn't a particular religion. Angel is just an angel.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If you take
My
the
left
con-
brain needed
yeah,
to know.
Yeah,
No,
my
that's
left-
fine.
that
Brain
left brain
needed
and-
to know. Well, because I didn't want people to feel left out.
Well, you
if
can
you're not of a
imagine,
particular
again, I was
religion.
raised with no religion. I mean, my father was Jewish, my mother was Southern Baptist. That is a wacky combination. And all of a sudden, I have my head injury, and I'm seeing Archangel Michael, who I have no idea about. I wasn't
Who's-
raised with any of that. I didn't have a clue.
Well, how did you know that his name was
He told
Michael?
me.
Oh.
It's like he's like purplish blue, right?
Yeah.
The color that
yeah,
he comes
yeah,
through, yeah.
Like indigo.
Yeah, and
it was very protective. It was an extraordinary experience.
yeah.
I'll never forget it as long as I live. So how can I? So
Yeah,
he actually works. Mary channels him. So I was
Mm-hmm.
really intrigued. I love that.
Yeah.
So Michael helps to, assist you in situations where you're afraid, confused, concerned for your safety, release fear or doubt, those kind of things. So so
I think Mary's webinar is going to be perfect for these times.
and
There's
interestingly
so much
enough too,
chaos.
Kelly, when you were talking about when I said one day when you're having issues with electrical or something, I said calling Archangel Michael when the lights were going out or something.
Oh, yeah.
Remember you were having issues like
Oh yeah.
and I was like, for your protection, call in Archangel Michael. Yeah. So it was. So I guess that works too. All right. So let me see. I think I have the caller on the line now.
Okay,
So
wonderful.
area code 908-324. You're on the line with Kelly and Shirley. Can we have your name, please, and where you're calling from?
Hi, my name is Lisa. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Hi,
Hi,
Lisa,
Lisa.
from New Jersey. How can we help you?
Hi, I was wondering if I could have a sample reading.
Sure, Lisa. What's your birth date?
11/9/82.
So you would be what, 35? Is that about right?
Almost.
11/9. Okay.
34, I think.
Yeah, something like that. 11/9. Wow, that's a very powerful date, actually. It is. 11/9 backwards 9/11.
Okay.
That's a big one. So you are really smart. Do you give your brain time to? Does your brain never? I guess it never turns off. I have to assume, right? I mean, it just goes and goes and goes.
That's correct.
Yeah. And do you, again, with you, I'll have to ask, are you highly educated? Because if you don't, you should be. Because your brain just goes and goes and goes.
No, I'm not.
Well, what do you do? Because
I would like to be.
you need to be. What do you do?
Actually, currently, I'm going to school for a medical assistant.
All right, school. Okay, you're going to school for medical assistant. Okay. If you anything else you wanted to do, you could be writing. You could be. You're active, and I'm hearing that you tend to worry about others, and you worry. Do you worry a lot?
I do.
Yeah, I'm getting that real.
That's one of my faults.
Yeah, that's something that and again, I'm going to ask you to work with the angels.
I was gonna say,
We're
Mark,
talking
Angel
about the
Michael.
angels because because especially Archangel Raphael for calming your brain
Yeah.
down. You know, you took a path in this
Okay.
lifetime about go, go, go. I mean, you came into this lifetime because you wanted to learn everything about everything. You want to be an expert almost in everything. I mean, there's nothing you can't figure out too, except for probably relationships. Are relationships more troubling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's not necessarily what you necessarily came into experience in this life. You really wanted to learn pretty much everything that you could get your hands on.
What would be your dream job?
Yeah, good question. That's a great question. Thank you. Lisa,
Are you asking me?
Yeah, that's
What
you.
What would
would
be
be
your
my
dream-
dream job?
I have my dream job, yeah.
What would be your dream job, Lisa?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I like mysteries and, things about the universe and finding new things. And I'm not really sure. I mean, I like helping people. That's why I'm going into the medical field. So I'm not really sure because I like a lot of things.
She'd be good at Akashic Records.
Yeah, you're very intuitive.
Okay.
You're actually very intuitive. We've got to give your brain, though, with somebody like this, you have to give them
Yeah.
their brain a place to go.
Yeah.
That's good. You really did come in to explore in this lifetime yourself and what you like.
Mhm.
And I can tell you that, and you have a grandmother, and I want to say with an M on the other side, you have a grandmother that really watches out for you. And I'm hearing from
Oh,
this
wow.
person for you not to drive so fast that sometimes you drive distracted.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm hearing that from a pretty high source over there. Make sure that you're not distracted, and also, she's talking about the music in your car, like it's really loud. I think you do that because you want to just calm your brain.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, and also,
I do that.
and also, I'm hearing this is a funny one, but like swallow your food. Like I don't know if you eat so fast because you can be really fast. Like anything you actually want to do, you could go really fast, and she doesn't want you to. She wants you to chew your food.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay. It does.
Okay.
So what do you do?
I'm always rushing.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is with the rushing. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do to relax? How do you relax? Or do you find it difficult to relax? And if so, what has worked for you to help you
It
relax?
is. No, it's very difficult to relax. I really don't know how to anymore.
Well, let's do you.
My life has become so chaotic.
I'm sure it has been, and I'm sure that none of these retrogrades really help with any of the
No.
kind of chaos.
No.
And as we go into chaotic times, you might want to do that webinar with Mary because that would be for chaotic times. And as we go into that with a brain that continues to go like yours, you need a place to go with that brain. So I would actually start doing guided meditations. Go online.
Yeah.
There's
Those
fabulous.
are really helpful when you
Very
can't
helpful.
turn off your brain. There's a ton of them on YouTube, and you just pick one that that is soothing to
Yeah.
you, and because you're listening to what they're
Binaural
saying,
beats, right? That would be
binaural
help.
beats are great too.
Yeah.
But because you're listening to them, then your brain can focus on that, and it's not just going through a whole bunch of thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would be good.
Okay.
I really believe by November, by your birthday, you start to really develop. They're telling me that you're going to develop good habits. Good habits. So I don't know if that means that you've had some bad habits, but that you're going to go inward. And they're saying don't be afraid to go inward. And you have an uncle. It looks like that, Pat, and it's either an uncle or a great uncle on the other side. That I'm getting some who was very wise. I'm not sure if you were close with this man or not, but I'm getting a real wisdom here. Were you missing a father, or was he a father figure to you? It's like a father figure.
My dad has passed a long time ago.
Were you really young when that happened, and did another man step in?
Yes.
Okay, who's passed? Because I'm just kidding. Maybe it's your dad then. I mean, it feels like it's
no.
like an uncle or somebody on the other side.
I had a lot of great uncles,
Okay.
quite a few, so I'm not sure.
They're keeping an eye on you. I'm really getting that sense of that they not only just love you, but they keep an eye on you. And I'm hearing that you've did you just recently go visit your father where he was buried recently, or were you thinking about
No.
him recently?
I definitely was thinking about it.
Okay.
Father's Day is coming up too.
And Father's Day's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe write your dad a letter, because it looks like he would love to hear from you that way.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, do that. I'll give your fabulous brain a place to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like you need to trust yourself. Like you're not living up to your full potential.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just getting the idea of believing in yourself and trusting yourself, and don't sell yourself short. That's what came
absolutely.
to me, to not sell yourself short.
Absolutely.
And interestingly enough, it feels like a lot of what's happened is you've disconnected with your true essence. So over the time, you've let other people tell you who you should be, not who you really feel you are at your core. And if you do like an astrology reading or a numerology reading or something, you can actually get back to basics. It can go back into what you incarnated with and the things that you'll be strong at, and it will be a reminder of who you were. And who you still are, but who you were in the sense of before all this programming started to affect your life. Because it feels like right now you're just overwhelmed with so many directions. I don't know where to go. And I think maybe astrology or numerology, something like that will help you, because you're a deep person. You're very deep. It's very intense. The deepness that I feel with you is like very, very deep waters, and that's why you're all about the mysteries in the universe and things like that, like you had said earlier. And I think maybe the Akashic Records studies, taking a course in Akashic Records would be really helpful for you with that, because that's like the Akashic Records are like the internet. You can connect to them, get the information, and then disconnect, that kind of thing. But it's a recording of everything that's going on in time. So it's a very powerful thing for you to tap into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to look into that.
Do you know who? Can you look it up, John?
Yeah.
There's a numerologist who's amazing here in LA, Joshua Siegel.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he does readings over the phone.
Uh-huh.
I can't imagine why not. But he is.
And Glennis is great too, right?
Yeah, Glennis is great.
Glennis
Oh, yeah.
McCants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
thenumberslady.com. You can check her out too.
And and he's just excellent with numerology.
Yeah, and so is Michelle Arbo. She's really good too. So
what was that address you said, the numbers lady?
yeah, the numbers lady. That's Glennis McCants.
She's a hoot.
thenumberslady.com. She's one of the renowned numerologists. So Glennis has your number, or the numbers lady, I think, .com. Yeah.
Perfect.
So
Okay.
yeah, so you can check that, because I think that's what happens with a lot of us, though. Over time we get programmed, and we forget who we really are, because we were been told what we should be or who we should be, and we lose who we are in that process. And I think you also have some empathic tendencies too, so that makes you kind of not know where your boundaries are, who you are, and where you start and stop, that kind of thing. And what about water for you?
Okay.
Is water very cleansing, or does that help soothe you or to help you calm down?
I think it always has, and I kind of stopped drinking water for a while, and I'm starting to get back into trying to just
But what about like doing
stick with water.
Yeah, what about like just doing dishes or in the shower or something? Is that calming for you? Because I know you were saying you have
yeah, it is.
Yeah. What about swimming?
Like the sounds of water and like waterfalls, and it is very calming.
Yeah. Well, just try those kind of suggestions. You can always go back and listen to this recording. It's recorded. It's going to be out on iTunes. It'll be on the videos on Universal Broadcasting Network, also on Both Sides Now. So you can go back and listen to the recording, and it'll be a nice little reminder for you whenever you start feeling this way. Believe me, I can relate. I that's why I'm giving you the suggestions that I'm giving you, just because I can feel it. We're kind of one and the same in many ways. So. All right, but I need to get to our next caller, sweetheart. But thank you for calling.
Thank you.
We wish you the best.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
You too.
I have our wonderful Mary Soliel on the line.
Great, Mary.
So
Hi, Mary.
maybe she can help us pronounce her name. Is it Soliel, Mary? Is that how you say it?
Mary Soliel. Hi,
Soliel, I
guys.
love
Ladies.
that.
Mary.
Hi,
John,
Mary.
Dr. Shirley, and Kelly, who's just a beautiful soul that I've gotten in contact with. I just love her.
Thank you.
And
Me
I'm
too.
so grateful to you for sharing my webinar that's coming up and the gate. I just asked, how that all started, and I was aware of Brazzo. In fact, I traveled the country gazing with him. And
yeah.
Archangel Michael came through and he asked, or he said, do you know why you're so drawn to him? And I said, why? And he said, because you're going to be doing something similar.
Oh.
And then that was in 2010. And then 3 years later, I started gazing since 2013.
How did you start? Was it something that just kind of felt intuitively, like came to you, or?
Actually, it was a very close friend of mine that came through, and it really changed everything for me. She literally said to me that she was working with a healer who said, look at my eyes and send me love, and at the same time, look in your eyes and send you love.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, let's try that. But she's in Canada, so we did this through pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And she just really felt it. And she wasn't feeling well at the time, and it shifted how she was feeling.
Wow.
And that's when I knew that it was time to start doing this work.
Oh,
Wow. Isn't that amazing?
yeah, that's really interesting.
Well, you'll have a session with her.
Yeah.
We're each other's, you know how it is, Kelly, we're each other's messengers.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You betcha. Very true.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
so glad that you called, and I hope people tune into the webinar. I'm certainly going to. I mean, that's such an important topic, particularly now. I mean,
Yeah.
it feels like the world is in chaos.
Oh, yeah.
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 Exactly. The bottom line that Archangel Michael wants to get through is that we need to maintain that higher perspective. That is what saves us, having that higher perspective,
It's true.
So true.
being in a higher
so
way.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
Boy.
Well,
It's like the breakdown before the breakthrough kind of thinking. Because it feels like chaos, so that means like the breakdown of the systems, the structures, the things, and then we're breaking through for the healing and the new to come in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. It's really breaking from the 3D
Yeah.
of what's going on and seeing things from a spiritual perspective, because we've all lost our way spiritually. I mean, I shouldn't say all, but
Right.
many of us have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's time to get back to our spiritual lives. And that is what will make all the difference in the world. And I'm so excited to share with people who feel drawn to this webinar coming up next Wednesday, a week from this Wednesday, I should say.
Very
Well,
exciting.
thank you so much
Yes.
for
I'm
sharing
so
that
glad-
with us and our
yeah.
listeners.
Yes. And thank you for the session. We really appreciate
oh my
it.
gosh!
So.
And check out her books, and you'll.
Oh, and so
And her books, John,
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, so her book, she has several books.
I know.
And so if you go to MarySoliel.com and then go to the books tab, you will be able to see all the books that she has written. And there's several. I Can See Clearly Now, which is all about
I love
synchronicity, how it illuminates our lives. Michael's Clarion Call, The New Sun, several books. Just check out her website.
Thank you for calling in,
oh,
Mary.
you all
Thanks
are
so
the
much.
best. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Mary.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
So we have run out of time.
Yeah.
I remembered one thing, though, when that listener called about having so many thoughts in her
Yeah.
mind. I can't remember who said to me, Mark Twain said, I spent my whole life worrying about things that never happened.
Yeah.
And it helps me put things in perspective. When I find myself worried too
Yeah.
much, I remind myself of that line, and it helps calm down. It doesn't take it away, because especially with people, you well know if there's an anxiety disorder and stuff, it isn't that easy to just say that line.
Right,
all my
right.
thoughts
No,
are gone,
yeah.
But
I wish.
I know, right? But it does help me sometimes calm down just a little bit and put things into perspective. Because it is so true. I spent my whole life worrying
Because
about
sometimes
things that never
imagination can
happened.
be our worst enemy with anxiety.
Right.
Yes.
With anxiety, but otherwise it could be a very creative process.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
just
Well,
rechanneling
it's always
that
a
information,
balance.
right?
Yeah.
Redirecting that energy. Yeah. All right.
So thank you so much for
Thank
tuning
you.
in.
And wait, next week we have. A
Oh,
guest.
yes, a wonderful
Yes, we
guest.
do.
She is a wonderful medium. I had a session with her, and it was amazing.
I can't wait to hear
Yeah.
about that. You'll have to tell us about
It was Melinda, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Melinda Vale.
Yeah, so she will be joining us from Arizona next week, so please tune in. It'll be a great show.
Great. All right.
Thank you
All right,
for
thanks for
watching.
watching.
We'll see you next week.
You've been listening to Both Sides Now, featuring the unconventional duo Dr. Shirley and Kelly White. Two perspectives, one world.